All right, hey, how's everybody doing? It's Blue Flame here. Welcome, first off, to Universal Matchups. It is a series that I am starting from this point. I've started it before on other social media, but I'm doing it here officially on YouTube so that you guys can see what I've been working on and what I have done in the past. I originally had this particular one on, I believe, TikTok and Instagram. I have since removed or deleted my TikTok. I still have my Instagram, but let's get into it. Universal matchups, Tekken versus Virtua Fighter. Bam. Alright, so we got Lao Chan versus Heihachi. The reason why I put these two against each other is because they're the quintessential crazy old man in their respective games. Like, both of them are older than most of the characters. And they're also like incredibly strong, like insanely fast, very strong. Both of them I think would match up perfectly against each other. Heihachi would probably win, but I'll leave that up to you guys. My own opinions are just my own opinions. You guys are free to say whatever you want to say in the comments. I would like to keep the discussion open. So I'm going to say for this one from me, Heihachi's got it. What Lao Chan lacks in strength, he makes up for in speed. And what Heihachi lacks in speed, he makes up for in strength. So it'll be a nice match to see. I would like to see it. We've got Kazuya versus Go. Now, this is based on vibes and their roles in their respective franchises. They're usually the antagonist to the protagonist. So, I put these two against each other. I know Go would probably match up a little bit better against maybe Paul or Dragunov. But I wanted to put him against Kazuya just because Go has a more central role in, I guess, the Virtua Fighter franchise. He's more of Akira's antagonist. So yeah, I figured since Kazuya is always Jin's antagonist, Go is always Akira's antagonist. So it makes sense. Now, with that being said, of course we got to put Akira versus Jin. Now, granted, their fighting styles are completely different. However, they're both the main characters of their franchises, so we got to put them against each other. However, it would be interesting to see Akira versus Paul, or even Akira versus Leo, because both of them use similar fight styles to Akira. Personally, Jin's probably got it. Although Akira will give him a hard fight. Now, let me go back real quick. Kazuya is definitely demolishing Go. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm pretty sure most of these Tekken characters are going to beat these Virtua Fighter characters. But, we'll just leave it at that. Jackie versus Law. There's a little glitch there. Jackie versus Law. This is mainly because Jackie's fight style is Jeet Kune Do, which martial law is a Bruce Lee clone. Bruce Lee invented Jeet Kune Do. So there you go. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory right there. And Law's got it. But actually, I feel like Law would have it. But these two might actually just cancel each other out, because they're just as fast. I would say Law's a little bit faster than Jackie, so we'll see. Because honestly, any one of these two could take it. I would say experience with Law versus Jackie's youth might win anyway. We got Nina versus Sarah. Of course, I got to put the two blondes against each other. But that not only that, it's just both of them look very similar. Even though Nina's an assassin and Sarah is a brawler or a street fighter, I think her fight style is categorized as like MMA or something. Anyway, they look like each other. I'm gonna go ahead and put them against each other and see what happens. I would say Nina's probably got it, but that's only because Sarah's gonna force her to pull a gun on her. So we got Vanessa versus Brian. Both of these characters are extremely brutal fighters. I'm just being honest. I mean, they also have somewhat similar fighting styles. Brian has more of a kickboxing background, whereas Vanessa has more of a Valley Tudo background. So yeah, I think both of them would have a fun time against each other. Brian probably will win it just because he's a cyborg, but Vanessa will still give him a run for his money. We got El Blaze versus King. Of course, I gotta put the two luchadors against each other. Blaze is very fast, but King is extremely strong. Both of them can definitely put each other through each other's paces. So we'll see what happens here. Honestly, I think both of them can literally run circles around each other. It's a tough fight. I would like to give it to King, but it's hard to tell. We've got Julia versus Wolf. Now, the reason why I put both of these two together is because they both seem to have a Native American background, or a indigenous background. So I wanted to pit them against each other. Wolf will probably take this one, but Julia has enough resourcefulness to still make him sweat, you know? We got Lion. I was about to call him Leon, unless it is Leon. But Lion versus Leo. These two have very different fighting styles. However, they both look very similar. So just based on aesthetic, I'm going to put them against each other. Honestly, either one of these two can take it. Both of them have a very confusing fighting style. So you could definitely see them fighting each other to a standstill, possibly. We got Brad versus Bruce, of course, our two quintessential kickboxers. Brad has more, or rather uses more, of a standard boxing style with kickboxing and actually, it's more so Brad has kickboxing and Bruce has Muay Thai. And so you're gonna see Bruce use a lot more elbows and knees, whereas Brad is gonna use a lot more punches and kicks. So I think both of them will definitely have a hard time against each other. They may even smile while they fight each other. We got Marduk versus Jeffrey. I put these two together mainly because there's really no other person that could go up against Jeffrey. He's huge, he's strong, he's imposing. Their fight styles are different. Yeah, Marduk's got a Ballet Tudo style, and Jeffrey's got more of a pancration, whatever that fight style is called. He's got that. Either one of them could take it. Honestly, these two could probably fight each other to a draw. We got Lei Fei versus Lei Wulong. Definitely two warrior monks of different temples. So I would like to see maybe some sort of story between these two. You know, Lei Fei is more of a Shaolin monk, whereas Lei Wulong is more of a wushu kung fu person. It'll be nice to see both of them interact with each other. I would say Lei's got it just because he's got more fighting styles under his belt. Lei Fei may still give him a run for his money though, just because I think he's taller than Lei is. So yeah. We got Kage versus Raven. Of course, we got to put our two ninjas against each other. These two could possibly fight each other to a standstill. I would say Raven might get Kage just because Raven can kind of disappear and reappear. I haven't seen Kage do that before, so Kage might get surprised. We got Jean versus Hwoarang. I say these two because Jean has a very interesting fighting style. I think it says karate, but it's a very flashy type of karate. It's almost akin to Taekwondo, which is Hwoarang's fighting style. So definitely think these two would have a hard time against each other. We got Xiaoyu versus Pai. I think these two have very similar backgrounds in terms of their fighting style. However, Pai has more of a fast and speedy fighting style, whereas Xiaoyu has more of a slow, kind of methodic fighting style with different stances and things like that. So I think both of them could step on each other's toes and kind of get stuck. We got Asuka versus Aoi.
Sounds right.
I hope I said that correctly. I put these two together kind of because I would like to see what would happen. I've seen Asuka wear similar clothing to Aoi. Other than that, I don't know. Asuka's very strong, she's very hot-headed, and I think Aoi has more of a patient style. She's more flowy, she's more misdirecty, so I think she could definitely put Asuka through the paces just because Asuka's more of a hothead, whereas Aoi's more level-headed. We got Wang Jinrei versus Shundi. Of course, you gotta put the two old guys against each other. You know, the two oldest guys in the franchise. Wang uses more of a kung fu style, whereas Shundi uses a drunken fist style. So I think that would be a fun thing to see both of them interact against each other. As far as who I think would take the cake here, I think both of them will definitely fight each other to a standstill, or they'll just become friends. I feel like both of these two will become friends. They'll both be enjoying sake at the same time. It'll be a blast. We got Dural versus Jinpachi. Now, the reason why I put both of these two against each other is because Dural has consistently been the hardest character to face in Virtua Fighter, or just any fighting game in general. Maybe I'm reaching there, but I figured since Dural is the hardest villain to face, I gotta give the equivalent to that for Tekken. And Jinpachi has put me through the paces more times than anybody else in Tekken. I've played every single Tekken game. Yes, I still think he's more powerful than Azazel. Or at least he's more annoying. So take that information what you will. Jinpachi will probably beat Dural, but then again, Dural might just tank all his moves and beat the crap out of him. So we'll see. We've got Eileen versus Leroy. I wanted to put Leroy on this list, and I wasn't sure who to put Eileen against. I guess now since Tekken 8 is out, because I made this list a little bit before Tekken 8 came out. Now since Tekken 8 is out, maybe I put her against Reina or Azucena, but I'm still down to see Eileen face Leroy. Two completely different backgrounds. I just think their fighting styles would be interesting to see against each other, just because she's got more of a monkey fist style and he's got the Wing Chun. So it would be nice to see what Wing Chun could do against the monkey fist. And then we got Taka versus Ganryu. this one is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, they're both sumo wrestlers, so it'll definitely be a fight to see who's the strongest and who can endure the most. So this one was pretty simple. I wasn't nervous about this one at all. That's pretty much it. That's all I got here, y'all. There's a quick little video. If you made it to this point, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'd love to see this channel grow over the next year, and maybe I'll continue to do more of these universal matchups if you guys are interested. I'll catch you later.